I want to welcome now the CEO. Welcome address. I welcome the CEO. Kindly, karibu. Mpigeni makofi anapokuja. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. You're all well? My name is Christine Nyangaya, and I work here, and I feed giraffes for a living. Nice job, right? Yes. All right. To our chief guest, Dr. Winnie Kiru, the Chairman, Board of Directors, AFEW Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, invited guests, welcome to our annual Environmental Day Awards of 2023. We are honored here to receive so many of you. I think we have at least 500 children and about 50 invited organizations represented by a few of us here. Before I go into my speech, I'll just recognize or just acknowledge a few of us who are seated behind the chief guest. We have Ms. Audrey Masitsa from IUCN SRO. We have Ms. Trish Sewe from Wildlife Direct. Thank you very much for coming. We have Ms. Janet Kabuda, Giraffe Conservation Foundation, our partners in giraffe conservation. Mr. Jim Justice Nyamu, who is the Director of Elephant Neighbors Center and also a member of AFEW Kenya. Ms. Rehema Kahurananga, IUCN SRO. Thank you very much for coming. We also have Ms. Resiba Mtundo, who is from Cosmic Ventures, a close partner of AFEW Kenya. Mr. Samuel Masharia, Elephant Neighbors Center, a colleague of Mr. Nyamu. We have Mr. Sarah Anuki. You must give a clap to Ms. Sarah. Ms. Sarah is a catalyst for conservation, I want to say. She was a student on that side like you. She participated in our competitions, and now she's this side. You'll meet her when you can. Mr. Brian Bribey, Elephant Neighbors Center. You're well represented. Mr. Sammy Prince from the same organization. Mr. Ollie Drake from Footprints and Safari Collections, team of the Giraffe Manor. Our neighbors here, thank you very much. Ms. Esther Mushai, she's from Kenya Wildlife Service Animal Orphanage. If you want to go there, you must clap for her. She's in charge of the environmental education there. Mr. Felix Mutwiri from FONA. Thank you very much. Mr. Gideon Bett, East African Wildlife Society. Dr. Mary Otieno from Kenyatta University. She's now one of those people who give us students to train students who train other students, is it? All right. Dr. George Njagi from Wildlife Clubs of Kenya. Asante sana. Mr. Katana from the same organization and I believe from CCTR. Mr. Tobias Odacha from Tony Wild Foundation. Karibu sana. Ms. Unita Imbuka, Lewa Conservancy. Thank you for coming from so far. Mr. Stevie Teller from Conservation Alliance of Kenya. Mr. Stevie Teller was also on that side and then he joined Youth for Conservation and then now he's on this side. It's possible, is it? And Mr. John Henry. Mr. John Henry is being polite. He's a lecturer at African Nazarene University and he teaches other environmentalists to become to work in this profession. And last but not least, Ms. Edith Ogola from the Organic Hub. I know there are many other guests, but our warmest welcome and thank you for being with us this morning. This morning, or this afternoon, we gather here to acknowledge these young ones who put on their creative hearts to be able to give us their solutions of how they see we could be able to solve environmental challenges. The organization runs this program annually to be able to assess and evaluate the impact of environmental conservation activities by many players in Kenya. Of course, a lot of you have been taught not just by Giraffe Center, but by Wildlife Clubs of Kenya, the Lewa Conservancy, and this is just a time to take stock and see what it is you have received from us tutors. I'll tell you a little about our organization. This organization was started in 1979. Well, it is said that this could have been an official date, but the conception of this organization started way much before. The Giraffe Center, however, was built in 1983. The Giraffe Center then thus celebrates 40 years undertaking conservation education with children like you. Because of this, we thank our founders, who are Jock and Betty Leslie Melville, for their philanthropy and the leadership that has gone into doing this work, the effort made by the staff members, and the staff without whom we would not have been able to do what we are doing today. And last but not least, the beneficiaries, you graceful benefactors of this program. Because if we were teaching ourselves, we'd be talking to the high seas, is it? So if, just to enumerate where we are today, the Giraffe Center stands on 5 pillars. One of them is advancing environmental education. And to this end, and today, we have impacted at least 2.5 million school children. And another group of people we have impacted has been about 2,500 tutors, curriculum developers, and those involved in the education value chain. Another pillar we stand on is the conservation of endangered wildlife. To this end, and because of a bias towards the giraffe conservation, I'll talk about our efforts on the conservation of the Rothschild giraffe. We have rewilded 29 giraffe individuals. This is taking them from here, the young ones that are born here, and transferring them to other spaces where Miss Esther, you remember Miss Esther works for KWS? And they host them there. We also stand on the pillar of sustainable tourism. The Giraffe Center receives 250,000 guests every year, and this venture enables us to carry out this noble activity as a fundraising space. We also promote or provide a green space for people in Nairobi or those who visit Nairobi to visit in. A green space is very important for our city. And last but not least, we partner with various conservation organizations to build synergy for sustainable biodiversity conservation. Back to the competition today, I wish to just congratulate you participants who found it worthy to submit entries for this competition. We received at least 5,400 entries this year, and that is a growth compared to what we had in the previous year. Our awards today will be received by 50 trophy winners who are amongst us, but I wish to particularly just congratulate 3 top winners. And the 3 top winners are Mr. Geoffrey Murimi Wanjohi from Cornerbrook School. I don't know if you could stand and wave here. Congratulations, Geoffrey. You get to become Master Environment. Miss Environment is Miss Sylvia Mutethia from Asumbi Girls High School. And Asumbi Girls High School is in Homa Bay County. Mr. Peter Kimani won the award for Merit Award, and he comes from Rare Gem International School. Mr. Peter, congratulations. And just to tell you what probably they would win, apart from the trophies that they are winning today, the ultimate prize is a 1-week safari. A 1-week fully sponsored camping safari to various tourism destinations in Kenya, to include Geoffrey and Sybil and Peter will probably and will go with other students to the Olpejeta, to Lake Nakuru, to Lake Naivasha, El Samia Field Study Center, and the world-renowned Masai Mara, among other places. In conclusion, I just want to say that this organization was started to solve an issue, to solve a problem. The speaker who came just before me said we need to do something, is it? And the problem is not yet solved. We are somewhere, right? Yes. But then I want to quote Maya Angelou, who says, when you do nothing, you feel overwhelmed. Is it true? Yes. And powerless. But when you get involved, you feel a sense of hope and accomplishment that comes from knowing you're working to make things better, right? With that, I wish to wish you a happy World Environment Day. Is it? Asanteni sana.